We're speaking today with Joao Durr, CEO of the Council on Dairy Cattle Breeding. Joao, welcome to This Week in Dairy, and please remind us what does the council do? What's the council's work?
Well, thank you for having me here. The council is basically the host of the National Cooperative Database that integrates the data of all the RPCs, or the dairy record processing centers, that come from the DHI in U.S. We also have data from breed associations that send us the type data so that we can calculate genetic evaluations on their behalf. And of course, we have the largest genomic database in the world, with more than 3 million genotypes already owned exclusively for dairy cattle. So with this information, we provide regular benchmarks for the U.S. dairy industry, and most importantly, we are responsible for the genetic and genomic evaluations that are being released every week for the management of and selection of the best animals in the dairy herds, not only in the U.S., but across the world.
Very good, thank you. Looking ahead, CDCB is putting on a program right before the Western Dairy Management Conference in February. Tell us about that.
Well, I mean, we have been promoting our annual meeting or industry meeting, which is an opportunity for farmers and industry people to come to a seminar or a workshop that we organize, and then we can basically talk about the projects that we are launching and all the research that is going on. And this year we decided to join the Western Dairy Management Conference that will be in Reno in February. And one day before their conference, or February 25th, we will have a full program, full day for the CDCB. And the idea is that we want to get more participation of dairy producers. So this is an attempt to get into a different region that normally we have our meetings, and have a larger audience, maybe, with more representatives from the dairy farmers. I mean, of course, the dairy industry colleagues are more than welcome, and we hope that they will attend as well. But the idea is to have the input from the dairy producers. The theme this year is Genomic Revolution, the next 10 years. So we are celebrating in 2019, 10 years since the launching of genomic evaluations in U.S., which was done by the USDA at that time. And then after that, CDCB took over the services and has been continued to deliver. This is really significant. The fact that genomic technologies have been made available and affordable to the dairy farmers have revolutionized the industry. And we can easily say that we don't have the same dairy industry that we had 10 years ago because of genomic of the way genomic information has been utilized by the farmers and by the studs as well. And then we decided, well, not just to celebrate and say, okay, oh, how very the impact was so good, and we changed the world and all that, but really ask ourselves, okay, this revolution has been significant. What is next? So what is the next disruptive technology that will make significant changes to our industry? And we are convinced that the next disruptive technology is big data. And big data is not something that we discovered now. It's something that is already happening. Actually, the genotypic data that we have been dealing with is a good example of big data already. But if we observe how big data has transformed other sectors of the society, we can see that we are not there yet in terms of the tools that are used to utilize big data. So this is the intention, to make this transition in terms of getting the audience acquainted with the concepts and see if, well, what is the role of CDCB in this process? We believe that since we host the National Data Cooperative Database, we need to be prepared to receive data from different sources and different types of data. We need to develop new tools to harvest data in a different format. So there is a lot of work ahead of us, and we want to start talking about that, having this conversation with the farmers, with the dairy producers, so that we can get their input and to see if they're in or they're out. I mean, if these big farmers that are using sensor data and all these robotic milking machines, they are the ones that will be generating huge amount of data and sending it to the cloud. So we need to listen to them and see what they expect from us.
I noticed that on your program, you've got several speakers, several presenters who are not really household names, if you will, in the dairy industry. You might tell us a little bit about a couple of them.
Well, I mean, we mostly, to speak about big data, our intention was to say, well, first of all, what is being done in dairy? So we identify this colleague from Ghent University in Belgium that has been working with utilizing sensor data and cloud computing to provide services to the dairy producers already. So they have already developed several tools, applications, and he is, let's say, connected to the dairy industry in Europe, has been a speaker that has been in the US before, and certainly our expectation is that he will be a perfect match for our intention to tell the farmers what is possible right now, not something for 10 years or no, what we can do immediately. So he is already doing that and in his research, and also involved in services to the farmers. And the second one is really an outsider, you could say. Cameron Holbrook is he works for Amazon, but it's a division of Amazon that is dedicated for agriculture. And this person, he comes from John Deere, so he has a lot of experience in precision agriculture. And now he is developing these tools that Amazon offers to not only the animal production sector or agriculture sector, but they want to provide solutions for the agriculture. And this includes cloud computing. Amazon is one of the primary providers of cloud computing services. And they will tell us how also this concept of big data has transformed, for example, everything we do in our lives these days. I mean, you look at how you shop online, how you do your medical consultation. I mean, your information is flowing even when you don't know that the information is there already. And we have no reason to believe that dairy farms and dairy industry will be different in the future. So how can we prepare for that? Or what are the opportunities that we have that other sectors already started to look into and do something about? So this is a team that we really see a lot of activity going on. CDCB is not the first one to talk about dairy precision in dairy or big data in dairy. But we see our role as the hosts of the National Cooperative Database as facilitators of this discussion. So that's why we are so eager to have this input from other sectors as well.
It sounds like a fascinating program. It's going to be held on February 25, the day before Western Dairy Management Conference gets started. How can folks find out more about your conference, and how can they register?
Well, the best way would be to go to the Reno Western Dairy Management Conference website. It's www.wdmc.org. And there will be a registration link for only the CDCB meeting or both meetings. And of course, we recommend that once you are in Reno, you should stay for the whole program. Our idea is that we want to get something out of this meeting. It's a workshop, really. So we will have group work and we will have participation of the audience, so that at the end of the process we can have a document that reflects the opinion of the people that are there. We would like to invite everybody to be there and to bring their leadership into our discussion, because CDCB is a pre-competitive partner. We are here to benefit the whole industry, not one or a particular player.
Well, thank you very much, Joao, for sharing this information with us. We look forward to working with you at this conference and going forward. This is
Thank you very much. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you. This is Joel Hastings for This Week in Dairy at dairybusiness.com.